Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, in here I'm going to be showing you guys a short video of how to coding in beginners edition. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Fadat Zarif. I am a X1 RPL student, and here is how to coding beginners edition. Here are the list of contents. The first is introduction, second is type of languages, third is what to code, and the last one is what first. So here, the first one is introduction. Coding, also known as programming, involves writing instructions for computers to perform specific tasks. These instructions are written in various programming languages like Python, Java, C++, JavaScript, Dart, Swift, HTML, CSS, and so on, each with their own syntaxes and use cases. Coding is a fundamental skill in the modern world, driving the development of software applications, website, and technological innovations. Next are the type of languages. There are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. There are many type of languages in the programming world, but I'm gonna discuss three. First is the HTML, or the Hypertext Markup Language. It is the standard markup language used to create and design structure of web pages on the internet. It provides the basic framework for web pages by defining the content and layout. Here's a deeper look. Markup languages such as HTML uses tags to structure content, and these tags tell the browser how to display text, images, and other elements. Second one is element and tags, like the first one. HTML documents are made up of elements, which are defined by tags. Tags usually come in pairs, such as opening tag like P for paragraph and a closing tag like P with a slash for paragraph. And there are some tags that are self-closing, such as images. Then there are basic structures, such as simple HTML documents start with a doc-type HTML. So what is doc-type HTML? Doc-type HTML is a doc type where if you want to declare a website, what it languages, so it wants to be HTML, so it declares with doc-type HTML, followed by an HTML element that contains a head section for metadata and links to style sheet and scripts, and a body section for the main content. Next are the CSS. Is the HTML coding. So this is what it looks like. It's the doc-type HTML. That's the language. It's English. It's head for the meta char set. For the content is with device, and here's the coding. Next is the CSS cascading style sheet, and it's the style sheet language used for describing the presentation of a document written in HTML, hypertext markup language, or XML, acceleration markup language. CSN is a cornerstone technology of the World Wide Web, or the WWW, alongside HTML and JavaScript. Here are the aspects. It could style HTML documents, it could design, it could upgrade, and it allows you to apply styles to HTML elements. For example, you can change the color, font size, and spacing of text, as well as the layout and positioning of elements on a web page. It can separate of content and presentation. It separates the content of web page HTML from the design and layout CSS. This separation improves content accessibility, provides more flexibility and control in the specification of presentation characteristics, and enable multiple pages to share formatting. And responsive design. CSS enables responsive web design, allowing web pages to adjust the layout and appearance based on the screen size and orientation of the device being used to view them. So what it means is that you can open the the web pages in laptop in different inches, such as 16-inch, 14-inch. You can also view them on your tablet or phone, and so on. Next is the JavaScript. These are the CSS coding. So here is a margin, padding, the box size in border box. This is a basic preset for margin and padding. It's for styling the body. So for the font family is Arial and sans serif. For the background color is F0, or I think I'm not mistaken, is white. The color is #223 or white also. And then the styling headers for header 1, header 2, header 3, so on. Yeah. Next is the JavaScript. JavaScript is a versatile, high-level programming language that is primarily used to create and control dynamic website content. It allows developers to make web pages interactive, and and it is an essential sorry and it's essential component of web development alongside HTML and CSS. The aspects are client-side scripting. JavaScript is most commonly used for client-side scripting, meaning it runs in the user's web browser without the need for any server-side processing. It allows for the creation of interactive features such as form validation, dynamic content updates, and user interference enhancements. It has server-side development. JS, or JavaScript for short, can also be used on the server side through environments like Node.js, enabling full stack development with a single programming language. And it handles events. It can respond to user actions such as click, form submission, and keyboard input, making web pages interactive and responsive. And here's the JavaScript coding. It looks a bit, hard. So this is a book form when I did a coding tutorial for decoding, and as we use JavaScript for adding books, putting books on the unfinished list and the finished list, and you could also erase books. Okay, next is where to code. Some of you might be asking, yeah, where to code? So you can code in multiple designated code editors such as Visual Studio Code, IntelliJ IDEA, Sublime Text, and much more. And you can also use Notepad, but it's difficult and I haven't learned it yet. So here are the types of code editor. Visual Studio Code is the one I use and is recommended because it's the most favorites out of all. It has like GitHub Copilot, community, and stuff in it. Also with IntelliJ IDEA, this used for Java or coding with high level high level high level stuff, and Sublime Text also for the code editors. And next is what first. So many of my friends asked me when they first knew that I learned programming is, Fadil, how did you start coding, or what's the first language to learn? Of course, each language goes on to what you want to code. And on how I first started coding, I just learned on YouTube or special websites like the Coding and Skillful. So here's the programming web languages. So if you want to program a web, you want to make a web to make a short portfolio or some web you want to make for some company, you can use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I just previously explained to you guys. And for mobile developing languages such as Kotlin, SwiftDart, and Java. So these are high level languages that you need to learn basic stuff. These are not low level languages that you want to learn first right off the bat. No, I suggest you learn maybe Python, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and PHP, because that covers a lot in Kotlin, SwiftDart, and Java, because they are similar languages for mobile development languages. For Kotlin is much easier than other than the three languages. Swift is for iOS. Dart is multi, so you can use it anywhere. And Java is the supports both all three of them. And yeah, I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for listening. I'm sorry if I have any mistakes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.